But of course, just like Joe Biden, she can read teleprompters. But is this...
Fox is coming unglued, folks. I think quite literally. I think you just saw Laura Ingram's earring completely bail out in the middle of a rant about Kamala Harris. You see Fox's propaganda ramp up, especially as their own internal polls show Kamala Harris continue to rise in key states such as Georgia. I'm going to get into all this because this was a Fox meltdown of epic proportions. First, my name is Brett Meiselas here with the MeidasTouch Network. Remember to hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 3.5 million subscribers. Okay, we got to get into it. Here is what Fox was pushing on their viewers last night. They were trying to act like Democrats regret having Kamala Harris be on the top of the ticket, saying instead that it seems the Democrats would actually want Biden. It was probably a really dumb move, this whole switch up. Watch Laura Ingram.
Tonight, but right now, it seems the Democrats' trade of Biden for Kamala was a really, really dumb move.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case, Laura Ingram, at all. I don't think any Democrats or anybody with a half a brain are actually saying that, but we're talking about you here, so I guess that's a whole other story. Laura Ingram continued along this just bizarre line the entire night. She had Kevin McCarthy on, who is probably known as like the worst speaker in history. I know Mike Johnson and him are probably a bit neck and neck, but Kevin McCarthy went on, and Laura Ingram and Kevin McCarthy still tried to push this whole idea that actually the Democrats probably still want Biden on the ticket and that Biden would be the better candidate. Watch.
Well, again, it seems to me that this was such a big, risky move to dump Biden. But they thought they were being really clever and really smart. But the metrics that we just went through a few of them tonight. We'll see what happens on election night. But this is, if they think this was some big slam dunk, this three-dimensional chess, I am not seeing it. I think Biden would have been a much better candidate. Mr. Speaker, yes or no?
Oh, exactly, yes. He showed that he was a better candidate.
As our friend at Decoding Fox News notes, the joke is on folks at Fox who demanded that Biden drop out or resign for at least 2 years. They got what they wished for. It's true. You got what you wished for. Why are you complaining about it? Donald Trump was asking for this too. Why is he whining and complaining about it? Meanwhile, low-rent Tucker Carlson, Jesse Waters is who I'm referring to here, started then going on this rambling rant that Kamala Harris is like a child and doesn't put thought into anything. Like, this network is pure, unadulterated projection. This is exactly what Donald Trump is, so they try to pretend that this is what Kamala Harris is like. Watch this and try not to roll your eyes.
Someone whispers something to her ear. Fine, do it. No thought at all. Harris is having a bad day. Watch out. Kamala Harris is like a child. She hasn't put a single thought into anything and says whatever it takes to get a cookie. She doesn't share. She tattles. And on top of that, she's mean. And she's not allowed to sit at the grown-up table. No way. Because she can't behave. She's coddled, spoiled, and she's sheltered from real life. She's like a child actress. Feed her the lines and cash the check.
I know your eyes may be rolled so far in the back of your head that they may be stuck there, but bring them back because I want to show you some even more eye-rolling content right here. Here's Laura Ingram, and Fox and Donald Trump, by the way, are like going to bat for Eric Adams right now. You know, I guess anytime somebody is prosecuted by the government or is accused of crimes, like Fox and Donald Trump need to support them. So Ingram goes on this entire rant saying that while he may be guilty, I don't know if he's guilty or not, the fact that so many question the government's motives here is an indictment of the Biden-Harris administration. How about the fact that you keep spreading these lies about the Justice Department every single day, and the reason why anyone may be questioning it is because of your lies every single night? Here's Ingram.
Adams may be guilty, may not be guilty. That's up for a jury to decide. But the fact that so many are questioning the government's motives here is itself an indictment of the Biden-Harris administration.
Here's Judge Jeanine, who, by the way, her ex-husband was actually given a pardon by Donald Trump, just to give you a bit of context behind her propaganda. Here's Judge Jeanine spreading lies about Trump's civil fraud trial. Watch this.
And you had an attorney general who ran on getting Donald Trump. She fixed a statute that's vague at best, takes a misdemeanor that's past the statute of limitation, resurrects it with a felony, a federal felony that the jury doesn't have to on the verdict sheet actually identify. Everything about this case is wrong. You have a judge that was so biased and so prejudicial as it related to Donald Trump that he found Donald Trump liable for fraud before there was any testimony, before there was any trial. And
yeah, that's just not true. In addition to Kevin McCarthy, James Comer went on Laura Ingram's show and started complaining about Volodymyr Zelensky going to Pennsylvania. This has been really bothering them. Check this out.
Was that a campaign event or not at the White House? Certainly looked like one to me.
It was a campaign event, and they used taxpayer dollars to fly Zelensky into Pennsylvania. Of all states, that's where the election's going to be decided, in Pennsylvania. That's wrong. That's an abuse of power.
Imagine if Trump did that with Javier Milei or something, sent him to Michigan to talk. The Democrats would be going insane if the shoe were on the other foot, as usual. Congressman, thank you so much.
But while Fox's propagandists continue to spread this garbage, their data don't lie. And here's new polling from Fox that shows Kamala Harris ahead in Georgia, 51% to 48%. This poll is sending shockwaves through Trump world. This is not at all what they expected. As Simon Rosenberg, friend of the MeidasTouch Network and data guru, says, this is encouraging. Earlier in the day yesterday, Fox had Melania Trump on, since at this point, Fox is just like the Trump QVC network. So Melania Trump is selling her book right now, and Melania Trump has been completely MIA from the campaign trail. And Fox asked her, how does she feel about Trump running again? Here's what she said.
How did you feel about Donald Trump running again?
I support him. I know how passionate he is to make America great again.
We saw you backstage at the RNC. Do you want to talk about why you decided not to come out on stage and give a speech like you did in 2016?
It was my decision. I think was just the time. I think was the right time. In days before, I wrote a beautiful letter to America.
Yes.
And I think in one way that letter was my speech.
The raid on.
I guess it's good to get that clarified, Melania, because we really haven't heard from you. I could have possibly seen a Harris endorsement in there, if you ask me. Let's just remember now about what Fox was saying a few years ago about Eric Adams. Let's bring it back to 2021, okay? Here's what Tucker Carlson was saying about Eric Adams and how he's actually serious about fighting crime. Check this out.
Adams is actually serious about fighting crime. How serious? He said if he becomes mayor, he plans to carry his own gun. Can you imagine Bill de Blasio doing that? He would shoot himself by accident.
By the way, have you ever noticed that Fox continues to uplift people as tough on crime who end up being, I'll just say, alleged criminals? This is a common theme with Fox. Fox is also very devious in the chyrons that they put on their screen. The chyrons is the text that appears at the bottom when other things are happening. Their propaganda is working at all angles. So yesterday, Donald Trump held this deranged news conference from Trump Tower. This was the chyron that Fox had on. It said, now, Trump holds a newser while Kamala hides. Kamala Harris was not hiding. She was literally meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky right at that exact moment. This is just a complete and utter lie. Speaking of Vice President Harris with the president of Ukraine, I want to show you a clip from that right here. Here's Kamala Harris saying that she will work to ensure that Ukraine prevails in this war. Check it out.
As I have made clear on our 6 previous meetings and throughout Putin's brutal aggression and war against Ukraine, my support for the people of Ukraine is unwavering. I've been proud to stand with Ukraine. I will continue to stand with Ukraine, and I will work to ensure Ukraine prevails in this war. To be safe, secure, and prosperous, the United States must continue to fulfill our long-standing role of global leadership. We must stand with our allies and our partners. We must defend our democratic values and stand up to aggressors. And we must stand for international order, rules, and norms. Each one of these principles is at stake in Ukraine. And that is why Ukraine's fight matters to the people of America.
And here's how Donald Trump was answering questions about what he would do with Ukraine should he become president. This was about at the same time that Kamala Harris was giving that speech with Zelensky. Check this out.
Do you think that Ukraine should turn over some of its own land to Russia in order to end the war?
Translation, he wants to give Ukraine to Russia. That is exactly what he means. Corey Lewandowski was on Jesse Waters' show as well, and he was trying to hype Donald Trump up as the greatest fourth quarter player to ever play the game. Just embarrassing. Check this out.
In this election, and she's going to draw more attention to it.
Donald Trump's schedule, Corey, has changed. He is much more active. He's doing a lot more retail politics, and it seems like he's lapping her. Whenever she's about to do something, he's kind of already done it. What's that about?
Well, listen, Donald Trump is the greatest fourth quarter player ever to play the game, right? You want the ball in his hands when the game is almost at the end. And he is now gearing up for what is going to be the 40-day run. So what was supposed to be one day of events is now 3, 4, and 5 events in a row on the same day. And you see him going to Wisconsin on Saturday, and then down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And then, originally the campaign was going to have a slower day on Sunday. He said, no, put 4 events on the schedule for me on Sunday. So then it's Sunday, it's Monday, it's Tuesday. You saw him yesterday in North Carolina, the day before that in Michigan, the day before that in Pennsylvania, the day before that in Georgia. Donald Trump is on this tenacious job of just telling his message to the American people.
And you're saying he's going to be at the Alabama-Georgia game?
He is.
All right. And he's not going to run out into the field or anything like that. He's going to be in a suite. He's going to be eating. He's going to be behaving himself.
I can't comment on that, Jesse. Listen, they're going to love him down there. You know that this is a huge game. It's a huge college football game, and they are going to love you. Wait till you hear the reaction of Donald Trump.
Mark Cuban was doing the interview circuit, and he appeared on CNBC, and he was saying that the Republican Party now is just the family business for Donald Trump. Watch.
Either. All we've seen Donald Trump do is hire his relatives, right? RNC, here comes the daughter-in-law. Who's going to speak for him? His 2 sons want to come up with a new hey, we got a new silver coin. Here come the sons. Hey, we got blockchain. We've got DeFi. Here comes another son. You haven't seen him work with, the family business is now the Republican party.
But more,
and it's hard not to watch the clips that I just showed you of Fox and not come to the same conclusion that Fox is also now a part of the Trump family business. The network is basically 24/7, save for maybe a couple people on the network, all in on the Trump grift, all in on propping Donald Trump up, no matter how deranged, unhinged, or dangerous he gets. And they lie and smear good people who are actually trying to help the country. They need to be called out. And quite frankly, I think it is one of the biggest battles that we are facing is the disinformation pushed by Fox. But we're going to do it every single day, and we're going to do it with a smile because we have joy on our side, we have democracy on our side, and we have you on our side. So here's what I need you to do. There's a reason why MeidasTouch is watched online by more people than Fox is. We beat Fox in the online ratings, and we want to keep that going, okay? So subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, help us get to 3.5 million subscribers. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.